What is up, guys? What is up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. What is up, guys? Can everybody hear me? Okay, perfect. How is the background music as well, guys? Is the background music not too loud? I'm doing good, Louis, man. Miss you. Hope you are doing fantastic. Good to see you again, brother. What is up, Rutger? Mitchell, Viba, everybody in. Fantastic, guys. Hope everybody is doing well. It is good to see you all. We have news kicking in around a minute. So let's just monitor what is going to happen on that side here on the lower time frame. What is everybody expecting? By the way, guys, as we do in every single stream, let me know where you are tuning in from over the world, and let me know as well what you guys are looking for today. What are the potential trades that everybody's looking for? Gold is not interesting at the moment. I'm not really looking into gold. It's just consolidating before the next move. I would prefer a swipe in towards the downside before any further upside on gold. I think it would be nice to swipe this low, but then again, anything can happen with news. Let's see what happens with euro dollar, guys. Let's see what happens with euro dollar. So far today, the daily area of demand has been holding. As we can see, the 2 wicks that we have over here after breaking that daily fractal high have been holding. So let's keep an eye on EURUSD for now. Checking out the 1 hour time frame, it's ready to pop. Let's see. So we have around 14 seconds to go. Let's see. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's flying. Interesting. EURUSD is flying higher, guys. Let's see. Dollar is falling down lower, pretty much as expected. Pretty nice to see the dollar falling down lower. I think this is some good stuff, guys. If we can see the dollar fall down lower, a healthy and nice pullback after obviously what has been a pretty overextended move in towards the upside. If anybody can get those numbers on NFP for me, that would be fantastic. But yeah, we can see so far this supply zone has been holding, pushing the market down lower. Let's see if it is a real sustained push or not, or just a liquidity grab. For now, I see that we actually had this low open over here. So let's see how this 4 hour candle close turns out to be. In the meantime, monitoring what the rest is doing. What is everybody looking at today, guys? Let me know. AUD/USD pushing, but let's see if these are not fake pushes. I want to see price commit. I want to see price choose a direction. It's so clear that the market has just been stuck. When the market is stuck, we stay out. So let's see. UJ is dropping. Let's see. Yeah, UJ is dropping nicely. I was looking for a potential UJ long. Obviously, momentum is still in towards the upside here on UJ. Just to give you guys some ideas of what I was looking at. We can very clearly see overall momentum is still in towards the upside. Now, looking here at the daily fractal structure, the daily low here is protected. So this here is your daily protected low. Look here at the 4 hour time frame, and then you see that as well, the low is still protected. Then what you can also identify is that this is your high and this is your swing low. So swing low, swing high. This is a liquidity high which still remains open because this high failed to take out that high here to the left. And now we've seen a valid retracement in towards the downside. So what I've been waiting for on UJ actually was a shift in the market structure. So I want to actually break this 4 hour fractal high because at the moment the fractal structure is bearish in between these 2 points. So I'm actually waiting to see if we could get some bullish momentum on it and then look for a long. So I'm not interested in buying UJ from this demand zone. Some of you may be, but I'm personally just waiting for a 4 hour fractal shift to then go long. Yeah, GJ is looking like a better short at the moment. what we can very clearly see here on GJ is that it came in for what? It came in for this daily swing high over here, right? So very clear again, this is your supply zone. Then what happens? We don't see any bearish confirmation from the overall supply zone, guys. So this is the big difference between being a profitable or a not profitable trader. It's waiting for confirmation. So what we can very clearly see is that the initial reaction provided pushed in towards the downside, then it fails to do so or to continue in towards the downside. We only saw like one bearish candle at all. And then after that, the fractal structure just remains bullish and just pushes the market up higher and higher. Let me just, somebody is spamming as always. So then what you want to see is a shift in the market structure. So we come in towards the supply zone higher and higher, but yeah, supply just doesn't really do anything at all. So in those points in time, what you want to be doing is you want to be waiting for the market structure to shift. So then what happens over here, this demand zone over here fails, and now the market has pushed in towards the downside, broken daily fractal structure, so a shift in market structure. So after grabbing liquidity above this high over here, and again above areas of liquidity, you can also consider that an area of supply, we get that daily fractal change. So who knows, maybe a little bit more downside on GJ, but I would only be interested if it just pushes slightly higher, because there's no liquidity in this push down. So this could also just be a fake move. People consider this as an area of supply, which is not necessarily wrong. Let me just clean this up for you guys. So people consider this as an area of supply, which again is not necessarily wrong, but a lot of people would now short on this bearish confirmation candle. But what you need to understand is that there is a change of character here, but again, there's no liquidity at all here in this move. So what you'll then often see is that the market will just push up, and then just use this as early liquidity. So GJ potential short, yeah, but maybe on Monday. I wouldn't be looking at a short just now. Can you check GQE? Yeah, so let's have a look at GPNZD. I was looking at a further upside push. So GPNZD, yeah, people were trying to short in this range over here. Not a very smart move, because overall we have continued to be bullish here on GN. Obviously, if we just focus on market structure itself, we can very clearly see this is your swing low, this is your swing high. The market pushes up, it makes a valid retracement in towards the downside, and then where it gets a little bit more interesting, and I know the chart looks a little bit complicated, but let me just clean it up for you guys. So then what do I consider? I consider this my sell-off in towards the downside over here. So this is just the market accumulating before, again, the next push up. So then what happens? We have our swing low over here, and we have our swing high located over here. So at this point in time, what happens? The market pulls back. So where does the market pull back into? It pulls back into discount. So everything inside here is pretty much a good buy. Again, what I always explain in these videos is that the market doesn't need to pull back all the way in towards an area of demand, right? A lot of traders, what they do is that they see this as an area of demand, but then you see the market never pulls back in towards that area of demand. So then the next question is like, okay, why does it not pull back in towards my area of demand, right? Because again, the only thing that people try and do is that they want to like long from here, and then they adjust the fib, and then they say, aha, here we have, for example, the 786 fib. But what if the market is just too bullish? So what you can then do, if the market is too bullish and the market just goes, you'll see it just react to the entire sell. Oh, excuse me, to the entire sell before the buy in towards the highs. So the way to go around this and to not miss out on a trade, because you're only focusing on this little thing over here, on this little zone, is to identify when the order flow shifts on the pullback itself. So if we look at the overall pullback itself, you can identify this here, then you can identify this here, over here, then you can identify this here as well. You can already identify this actually as a block. So you can identify this as a block, and then you can identify this as the next block over here. So pretty much what's happening over here is just a sell-off before a buy, then another sell-off before another buy. So this is just accumulation for the next leg up. Then what happens is that overall the market just continues its leg up in towards the highs, bullish, bullish, bullish. Then at the moment, this is your fractal low over here. This is your fractal high. What does the market now do? The market again pulls back. Where does it pull back into? It pulls back into discount. So inside discount, obviously, again, it's an interesting potential buy. Here we have two imbalance candles. I always like to use the 50% body candle indicator. So the market pulls back in towards these imbalance candles over here, and then from there always just take the last two from wick to wick, and then you can see straight away we get a reaction. So then we look at the 4-hour time frame, and what we see on the 4-hour time frame is a shift in the market structure. So here we have a change of character. So we go from a bearish market back into a bullish market. So why am I saying we're going from a bearish market into a bullish market, guys? The reason that I'm saying this is because if we focus on, again, the structure on the individual candlesticks, what you can see is that the market pushes down into where? In towards this low, then it pushes up where? In towards this high, pushes down in towards this low, and then again it pushes up, boom, boom, like this. So if you then go into the 1-hour time frame, what you'll see happening is that this was then your demand zone, and we pop out, and then we pop back in, and then we pop back out again. And then you could have looked at the 15-minute time frame, for example, and then on the 15-minute time frame, if we just again clean this up, on the 15-minute time frame, you then again identify here a bullish change of character, here change of character low. There's no liquidity in the overall push up, so this is kind of like an internal liquidity grab. Then it pushes back up, pulls back in, and then pushes back up again. So it reacts to this this sell for the buy, and then you could have, for example, looked at an entry over here on top of the demand zone, stop loss below it, and then here you have at the peak around a 1 to 2.67. So a pretty interesting setup. Let's see if GN can continue. I'm interested to see what this 1-hour demand zone will do. Let's keep an eye on that. Let's keep an eye on that. Okay, so let's answer some questions, guys. EURGBP is looking good for further downside. I am still looking at further downside from this. I have been looking for further downside already since this area of 4-hour supply. So the way that we've been looking at EURGBP overall is just bearish, simply said. So I just consider this as my swing high. I consider this as my swing low. So we get the overall impulse down, we get the pullback in towards the highs. Then what happens? We swipe liquidity above this high over here. So again, this is where trendline traders come in. So you can kind of identify a very clear trend line here, especially if you look at the 4-hour time frame. So here on the 4-hour time frame, very clear trend line in towards the downside. Everybody is looking to short on like this. So when you see a trend line like this, eventually you know that the trend line will not be respected, and it is very likely that you're going to see kind of like this thing shoot up in towards the highs. So it did in fact shoot up in towards the highs. Then eventually when you come back to the beginning of that trend line, that is when all the liquidity has been taken out. Then what is very good about this is that you then see that you have a clean area of supply. And then obviously after a very large overextended move of around 153 pips in towards the highs, you start seeing again a retracement back down. So I'm expecting this entire move just to be corrected in towards the downside. This overall push up was just a reaction to what happened in the United Kingdom when they were talking about, I think it was the budgets. Maybe somebody who is in the UK currently can come into the chat and talk about it as well. But there were some things about the budgets that they announced that there's going to be either a lot more taxes or a lot more cutting. At least there's something going on in the UK, whilst the rest of the numbers are looking pretty good. So again, it's just a fundamentally driven push or news driven push, but just based on one fundamental indicator and not looking at the entire fundamentals of the entire United Kingdom. They're not looking at everything, the basket, right? They're just looking at one individual thing. So you see that a lot of the times as well with NFP, that you see NFP, okay, NFP, the market shoots up with bad numbers. So the dollar, what happens when you get bad numbers on NFP? The dollar shoots down, your USD shoots up. But then what you need to understand is that NFP is just liquidity, right? It's just illustrating, or it's just creating a move in a certain direction. But then after bad numbers, the market shoots in the opposite direction of what you would have expected. But that's because like the dollar is not driven just by NFP, it's driven by a lot more factors, and you need to take all the factors into account, not just one single news announcement. And that's now the same with Euro Pound, so that's why I'm expecting Euro GBP still to fall down lower. Euro Yen, let's have a look at Euro Yen. Yeah, Euro Yen is looking bearish for now. I'm not a big fan of buys on this pair for now. What we can see on Euro Yen is that it is currently inside an area of daily supply. So it's inside this supply zone, and what we've done is that we've grabbed liquidity above this high. So we've come in towards the supply zone now. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, what can we see over there? On the 4-hour time frame, you can identify a change of character. Again, what is a change of character, guys? A change of character is simply just a trend shift on individual candlesticks. So if I were to mark out my highs and my lows, this is my low, this is my high, this is my higher low, this is my higher high, and then what happens? Here we break the low. We form a new lower low over here. Then what happens? The market pulls back up all the way where? In towards here. Again, use the 50% body candle indicator, and you'll see that the market pulls back exactly in towards the 50% body candle indicator, and then from there we shoot back in towards the downside. So looking at the 1 hour for now as well, what have we done? We formed a lot of equal lows over here. We have fresh supply again, the most recent two 50% body candle indicators, and draw them from wick to wick, and then you see the market come up, grab liquidity, and now it shoots back down again. So let's see what the 1 hour candle closure does. Maybe another entry on top of here, and then another sell-off in towards the downside. So I think that would be a nice trade on Euro Yen if you are still interested. Yeah, fundamentally also bearish. Euro is not very strong at the moment, guys. The euro is not very strong. Aussie Swiss. Hey Christian, hope you are doing well in Spain. Aussie Swiss. Yeah, Aussie Swiss is also looking good for some further downside. There were some I think it was inflation numbers that came out this morning on Swiss. I think it was lower than forecasted, which caused Swiss to be weak this morning. So across the board, you've seen all Swiss pairs being a little bit weak. Thanks, Peter. Big shout out to you, man. You've seen all Swiss pairs be a little bit weak. You see Euro Swiss also push up, but now the moves are being corrected in towards the downside. So definitely expecting these moves to be corrected. Looking at EURUSD, yeah, EURUSD, nice push up, guys. Yeah, so that area of daily demand has indeed played out, as we can see over here, after that daily fractal structure break. So this could indeed now be the fuel to push the market up higher here on EU. For now, it is looking good. So I like what is happening on this for now. A nice push, yeah. This is good. Dollar index as well. Dollar index is looking good for a further retracement in towards the downside from that area of 4-hour supply. Obviously, we've seen that daily change of character. So again, let's just draw it in. So here, daily fractal break up, then again, a daily fractal break down in towards the downside. We see yesterday the candle closure. We then understand that this is supply. Then what happens this morning is we pull back up in towards supply with this candle, and then from there we push down lower again. So yeah, looking to target this low now over here at around 103.400. Shorting Euro Swiss, yeah, Euro Swiss shorts look good. TP smashed on AUD/USD, nice trade. Quick check on AU. Yeah, AU, obviously it grabbed liquidity underneath this low over here, these two lows. So you have two equal lows. Again, after two equal lows, what do you expect? You expect a pullback, especially after such a massive overextended move in towards the downside. Guys, by the way, do not forget to leave a like on the stream. That would mean the world. We have 252 viewers, 71 likes. So another few hundred likes on the stream would be highly appreciated. Now, looking here at Aussie dollar is looking good to pull up higher for now. Again, I'm not a reversal trader. I trade with the trend, so I'm not really looking or interested in buys from here, but I do of course analyze what AUD/USD is looking to do, and AUD/USD does look good to push up higher, especially back up in towards this daily supply zone. Now, going in towards the 4-hour time frame, we can obviously see that we've been very consolidative, but we have been bullish in the sense that we saw a change in what? We saw a change in the fractal structure. So again, what is then your fractal low, guys? Think about it. What is your fractal low? If we just analyze this on a naked chart, what you can see is that this is the overall push down from this high to this low, to this high to this low, and then boom, here, fractal break in the overall structure. That means that this is your fractal break after breaking that bearish candle's high. That means that this becomes your area of demand, and as long as, again, this low is respected, the low of the bearish candle, which is your fractal low, then we should continue up higher. So what does the market do? It just simply makes a, what is it, like a 0.88 fib retracement into discount, and then from there we shoot back up again. So it is looking good so far to continue up higher. A lot of people I know would call this an inverse head and shoulders, so now we're bullish, but I just analyze fractal structure, and then you see sometimes the analysis will correspond with certain price patterns or whatever. Now looking here at the 1 hour time frame, the market pulled back beautifully into where? In towards these two imbalance candles, and from there the market has been shooting up higher. Now this morning actually on AUD/USD there was something that I maybe have missed, which I did not discuss in the daily market update. That is that there was a beautiful 1 hour fractal change in structure. So what I'm actually talking about the entire time, that happened here on AUD/USD. So what you can see here is that we get the strong impulse down, we get a pullback because this candle doesn't break the low of this candle over here, and then again it pushed down. That means that this is a fractal break of structure. So if we use the replay tool, what you'll be able to see here, and let me just remove the lines again, is a fractal break of structure here. So here, fractal break, next candle breaks the low. So this to me means that we straight away in the next candle break the fractal high. That indicates that this is then a valid area of demand. And then what you could have done is potentially gone long on that demand zone, of a retest of that demand zone, stops below the lows. It's not the kind of setup that I take, but it is a setup that you can take. And then you see the retest, and then from there it just shoots up higher. And then obviously you're going to be targeting this high over here. So a nice setup that could have been taken on AUD/USD. So looking at from further upside here on AU, for now, what I would be looking at is to target, again, this 4 hour area of supply with liquidity right below it. So looking to trade above this descending trend line for now. To just grab liquidity above everything. And then maybe next week we continue back down lower again. So that's what we're looking at on AUD/USD. So valid demand or supply zone is for you when both the wick are broken. I do not understand the question, Samuel. A valid supply or demand zone is just simply formed when you break structure. And this can be a break of fractal structure, but it can be a break of swing structure as well. Let's go into gold. I need my gold advisor for this one. Peter, where are you? Hope he is still listening in. He is the gold master. Maybe he can come on the stream one day. But looking here at gold, it is not moving, guys. For me, this is nothing, man. Like, it's just grabbing liquidity on both sides, in the sense that here on the 15-minute, a lot of people would consider this supply. Then obviously supply high gets swiped over here. And on the lows, we also got swiped over here. So for me, this is just screwing both sides. Hence why I prefer to stay out of this, go into the 4 hour. And what I am looking at personally is, what is gold going to do, Peter? Let me know, man. He's still here. What I would prefer is like this low to get swiped and then maybe some further upside. Gold went to grab fair value gap and it rejected. Yeah, I mean, is this the fair value gap that you're referring to then? Let me know. GBPUSD already reach 1 hour RBR. I have no idea what an RBR is, my man. Yeah, NZDUSD, let's check that as well. Yeah, big shout out to Indian followers in here, guys. A happy Diwali, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. 4 hour time frame, yeah. So NZDUSD is pushing. NZDUSD was a little bit messier. I do not like NZDUSD, to be honest. again, much more consolidative than the other pairs. AUD/USD was a lot higher probability. The only thing that I liked about NZD/USD is that it had a more clear area of demand than AUD/USD. But again, yeah, swing low over here got grabbed. So we grab liquidity underneath the swing low, and then we start reversing. It is very risky to take these kind of setups, especially if you're just consolidating and obviously going to be trading NFP. But if we just analyze this again in a mechanical way or in a mechanical method, what you can look at here, and you'll see it, you guys, you're going to see it yourself as well. What you got here is a bullish impulse in towards the high. So at this point in time, what you had was a fractal change in structure, okay? So you break this fractal structure, then you could consider this demand zone to then look for a long. You then see that the market retests the demand zone, but you're not trading with the trend. So it just, again, pushes in towards the downside. That's why when you're trading against the trend, because again, the trend is in towards the downside. So if you just, again, buy on one fractal change of structure, it's a little bit just too risky. It's not very smart to do. So here now on the 4 hour, we break in towards the downside. So what does this mean? It means that your 4 hour fractal high was then the high of this candle over here. So that means that this is then your supply zone. Okay. So this is then supply. Then you press on the next candle, you see it come back in. And again, it gives a bearish reaction, but no real follow through. And then eventually it just pushes up higher. So very messy, just range. When the market is ranging like this, then you don't want to be trading fractal structure because you're going to see these fractal breaks everywhere. So it's just a little bit too risky. You go up a time frame and then you see, okay, the daily is still bearish and the daily is also still bearish on fractal structure wise. So then it's only smart to look for longs, in my opinion, once we break this area of supply. Hey, Fag, can you check GBPUSD? Yep. Peter saying we're staying in this consolidation zone. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we're staying. So I think if Peter agrees with me, we're staying in this consolidation zone for now. We also need to know that at the start of the month, we need to see a direction to then be able to take a trade to follow the trend. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, let's wait for a trend on gold for now. Because for now, again, you've seen an entire push in towards the downside. This doesn't just mean that the market's not ready to continue up higher. Yeah, I agree with Peter. Okay, fantastic, man. AUD NZD, what are we seeing on that? Rudger is looking for a short. Ooh, yes. AUD NZD was a clean short, man. So when it comes to AU or AUD NZD, these are the kind of setups that you want to be taking, in the sense that, again, fractal structure is so clean when you view it like this. Here, fractal breakup. Let's just go back a few candlesticks just to show you guys how clean this was. So first, what you had here. Okay, so what you had here was this demand zone. Okay, so you could consider this demand zone to look for a further upside push. That is not necessarily wrong. You see the pullback in, and then you see the market push out again, pretty much. But then it just consolidates. So again, when you have an area of demand, what do you want the market to do? You want the market to push straight back out again, because you want the demand to be clear. You want there to be a lot of demand, and when there is a lot of demand, the market will just tap into your zone and move straight out of it. If you see that the market moves very deep and then it just starts chopping around here, then you can kind of already expect that the market's just going to fill your demand zone and then push down lower again. So what we now saw was a fractal break in towards the downside. So we break this fractal low because your fractal structure was bullish, okay, from this low in towards this high. Then what happens here, we break it. So what is then your fractal high? This high over here. So this bearish candle's high. That means that this is then pretty much your area of supply. What happens? The market pushes up. And again, this is the thing, guys. If you refine, and I'm making the mistake now myself as well, if you refine the zone too much and you've refined it only to the last two candles, instead of taking, for example, the entire buy up before the sell down, like is better to do, because this is the entire buy up before the sell down, right? Take the entire buy up before the sell and then go onto the lower time frame and identify, okay, is there anything on the 4 hour, is there anything on the 1 hour time frame that we can potentially trade from? Then if you see here on the 1 hour time frame, okay, what does the market do? The market just comes above all of these bumps in the road, okay? So it just comes above this high over here. This is the beginning of the liquidity. So this is just an entire void of highs and consolidation. So it pushes above the consolidation range high. It just wicks there, and then straight away you see a strong bearish reaction. At that point in time, what happens? 1 hour fractal structural change, in towards the downside, we form a new area of supply over here, and then from there we just sell off in towards the downside. Silly question is, if NFP is weak for the dollar, why is it that you see pairs such as Euro, NZD become weaker? Because again, the dollar moves everything. So all other pairs globally are dependent on what the US dollar does. The US dollar, or the US economy, is the leading economy in the world. Why is the US economy so important, and why are US numbers so important? Because global trade happens in US dollars. Commodities are traded in US dollars. Gold is traded in US dollars. Oil is traded in what? In US dollars. So if you, for example, look at whatever country globally, they are very and heavily dependent on the dollar. China, one of the biggest holders of debt of US dollars, of the United States in US dollars. So everything that happens to US dollars, let's say the economy of the US becomes extremely risky and uncertain, then that's going to influence the Chinese economy, because the Chinese are the biggest debt holders of the United States. So that's why the United States moves the global economy. And what you also see is that the GDP of the United States is a leading indicator for what other GDPs are going to be doing around the world. So that's why, the US economy and the dollar and the news that happens around the dollar will always influence what happens to other pairs. GBPUSD. Let's have a look at GBPUSD. Yeah, so GBPUSD made a nice pullback. I know for a fact the only reason why everybody in here is asking me GBPUSD is because they want to short it. Let me know if you are interested in shorting GBPUSD, guys. I'm pretty certain that if you're watching this video, you are looking at this supply zone and you're getting like itchy hands and you want to say, ooh, shall I sell now? Let me know if you're thinking about this. Let me know if you're thinking about this. Thank you, Aram. I appreciate it, man. So the reason I'm not interested in GBPUSD at the moment, I'm going to explain you why. I'm going to explain you why I'm not interested in GBPUSD short. There's multiple reasons. First, GBPUSD is, yes, it is daily fractal bearish. So the fractal structure here on GBPUSD is bearish, okay? So your fractal high is the high of this candle over here, and the fractal low is the candle over here. So this is good for a potential short, okay? You made a nice pullback now into premium, and there is, of course, a nice short to potentially be taken back in towards the downside. I'm not going to deny that. However, where are you coming from? You're coming from a strong area of demand. From this demand zone, from this sell before that massive buy in towards the highs, that is where we saw another, what is it, 400 pip move in towards the upside come from. We've seen a massive overextended move in towards the downside. We broke structure over here. What do you expect after a break of structure? You expect a pullback. When do you expect a pullback? When the market comes in towards a higher time frame area of demand, so a daily area of demand. Then go into the weekly time frame. What do we see here on the weekly? On the weekly as well, 50% body candle indicator. We've pushed in towards the last two 50% body candles over here, which again broke this structural high. So this is the sell before the buy up, which broke structure over here and broke structure over here. So this is a strong area of demand in my opinion, which could definitely cause a reaction on GU. And then next to that, the dollar index. The dollar index has what? Had an overextended move in towards the highs. The dollar index has provided us with a change of character down. And then if you look at GBPUSD, what you see on GBPUSD, you go in towards the 4-hour time frame. And what you see on the 4-hour time frame, you see there's no liquidity. So very simply said, this is just a clean news impulse down. There's no liquidity in the overall push down. So I saw a lot of you already commenting, yes, indeed, there's no liquidity in the overall push down. So then what happens? Often this is then your supply zone, but this is just a fake supply zone, engineering equal highs and liquidity to then maybe see a pullback down or just to continue up higher. So that's why I'm not interested in any shorts at all. I would only be interested in a short if we now, for example, see some slowdown, another push up, then a change of character, and then, for example, sell down. But I would never, but then also never sell simply just here. just simply sell here. That's just yeah, not my vibe. Your chart is too colorful and confusing. Okay, I can make it very boring for you if you want. Let me get the right one. No, wrong one. Here. Maybe this is boring enough for you guys. Do you prefer this one? Man, back in the days, I loved switching on my chart colors. I'm not going to lie. Let me see the questions. USDCAD. I see. Yeah, I see USDCAD. Indeed, guys, you were right with there is no liquidity. USDCAD overall. Let's have a quick look. USDCAD. So USDCAD is interesting. No. This is. I agree, guys. I agree. I don't like this color. To be honest, I just love this color over here. This is nice and comfortable. I agree with you guys. So USDCAD has trapped so many traders. I know a lot of traders who use algorithms, and these algorithms, what do? They just stack orders. So these are so-called martingale strategies. So what is a martingale strategy for anybody who wants to know? A martingale strategy is a strategy that uses orders, and they just stack up orders. So for example, what you have is they consider this a break of structure in towards downside. This is swing high, this is swing low, and then they say, here we have the bearish candle, so here I take my first sell in towards the downside, but they don't put a stop loss. So then what they do is they add a sell, for example, here, add a sell here, add a sell here, add a sell here, add a sell here, and then they add a sell here. So it just keeps on adding sells, and then what it does, it kind of averages out your selling price. So your average sell price continues up higher as well as you keep on stacking those orders. So then once the market makes a pullback, you can kind of get out over here. At least that is what they expect. But what happens if the market is too impulsive and it just keeps on pushing in towards the highs? Then they get screwed. They get screwed big time. So yeah, martingale strategy works on a range. Like when the market does this, then it's perfect for stacking orders. But when the market does this, then suddenly all these algorithms, they go broken. So yeah, USDCAD is still inside supply. It would be nice for the market to push down lower. I agree, but there's no sign of USDCAD slowing down for now. Here on the daily time frame, yes, we have supply, but there is nothing, but then also nothing change of character wise. On the daily, this is your change of character low. So I would only be interested in a potential short for USDCAD if we break this low, and then otherwise it's just going to continue up higher. Fabio, why you didn't choose CPI? What do you mean with why didn't you choose CPI? I don't understand what you mean. Nifty. Let's see what Nifty is doing. Nifty is chopping, man. I think Nifty is also having a party, man. To be honest, like this entire range is looking good for Nifty, but Nifty needs to see some momentum because for now the fractal structure just remains bearish. So on Nifty here, again, a change of character low. Then what is your change of character high? The high of this candle over here. So then what happens? The market pulls back up in towards supply, and then it just sells off from supply. So only until we break that black line, that's the only moment that Nifty would get interesting for a potential long. GJ, yeah, we discussed GJ earlier. GJ is inside supply, but it's just not ready yet. I would prefer Euroyen. I like Euroyen a little bit more. In the meantime, EURGBP is selling off, guys. Let's see EURGBP sell off further. Why on Nifty, for example, the chart looks so bad? The candles, for example, because the Nifty market closes, Tiago. So what happens is that at the end of the New York session, the market closes, or I'm not sure on what exchange Nifty is traded. But you see, for example, with stocks here, that there's a gap, right? So this is the gap that is formed after market close. So we as retail traders, we cannot continue to trade this. And then the big guys get in and then they screw us. Have you entered EURGBP? Yeah, I have one account that I'm in on a shorts from that 4-hour supply zone. which I explained earlier. So I needed to push all the way into this low over here. Do you trade synthetics? No, I do not. Fabio, CPI or NFP, what is more effective? Trading both is the most, not trading both is the most effective strategy. Nick, with GJ 4-hour closing bear near supply makes it more bearish. Yeah, I mean, I don't look at how a candle closes. What I look at and what I'm more interested in is how a market reacts to certain levels. So what you now want to see here on the 1 hour is follow through. So you want to see a double fractal break. So you want confirmation that the market is now ready to flip bearish, because again, same as on GU, there is no liquidity in this push down. So what is likely to happen? We're just going to liquidate this high again. So if you want this actually to sell off and to confirm that this is a change of character, you need now to, again, we've broken the low, so this is now supply. So yes, there is supply, could push the market down lower, but you need a double break to confirm that this is not just a liquidity grab coming in towards old demand and then just fueling the next move up. Your GP runs on 100k FTMO phase 1 and Alpha Capital funded. Good stuff. Lol, do not trade news, guys. Might as well casino, double or nothing. Exactly. Agree with Peter. Agree with Peter on that. US oil longs is running another fresh 100k funded. Bless you, Rutger. Yeah, US oil is nice, guys. So US oil is fractal bullish here on the daily time frame. Why is oil pumping, guys? Why is oil pumping? So at the moment, just based purely on technicals, there's a reason for oil pumping, because it's coming back down in towards this daily demand zone. So this is a strong area of daily demand. Why? Because it liquidated equal lows here. So after this liquidation, you see the reversal up. Fractal high, fractal low. What do we see? We see a beautiful pullback all the way back down in towards where? In towards the discount zone. So inside the discount zone, you want to be looking for longs. Now go in towards the 4-hour. What do you see on the 4-hour time frame? You see the 4-hour shift bullish down below over here. Liquidates lows. Again, this is why I want to wait for a double. Oh no, wait, sorry. So we react to this supply zone over here. Excuse me. This is the fractal high, this is the fractal low. We react to this supply zone over here. We push down lower from there. Then what happens? Fractal low break. This is your fractal high. Then we can consider this the fractal break up. So we break this fractal break up. Then we retrace, we consolidate here. We push back up. Here, fractal break. This is fractal low. This is fractal high. Market pulls back and now it's pushing up higher. This is a clean push down, meaning, guys, there is no liquidity in this push down. So now I consider this fake supply, and I consider this indeed a nice long to take out the equal highs. So great trade, Rutger. Very nice one. Okay, do gold. Gold is not interesting at the moment, Adam. Bro, this is my first time in your live. Please tell me how I can copy all your trades. You can join Discord. A link is in the description of the live session. Link is in the description of the live session. Guys, don't forget to leave a like. Gold forever. Fabio, I've been following you since 2017. I think I didn't even have a YouTube channel back in 2017, but I appreciate the love, my man. AUD/USD is in a 15-minute supply zone. 15-minute supply zone. Yeah, so AUD/USD is indeed in a previous 50-minute supply zone. AUD/USD is still bearish. So yeah, could make sense indeed. Very well spotted. Very well spotted, my man. Look, this is the reason why we trade together, guys. Because now somebody indeed spotted this very well. You have all of these equal highs over here. We come back up in towards this supply zone. Straight away you see a reaction. So this is the power of trading liquidity with an area of supply. No, bro. You can check literally the YouTube channel. I think I founded the YouTube channel back in 2021. It wasn't during COVID, unless there was COVID in 2017, but no, I don't think so. But I appreciate the love, Gold. Fabio, how long have you been unprofitable when you were starting? I was unprofitable for around a year and a half, 2 years. It took me quite a long time, but I didn't have the right education. That's the problem. If you don't have the right education, you're screwed. But if you have somebody like here, what we're doing over here with the YouTube channel, and you have literally the possibility to just ask questions on a daily basis, and such a valuable Discord server, it's literally crazy, man. Discord is not invalid. You can join through this link. The vanity link is the Trading Academy. Fabio, how you identify daily bias on a market? Okay, guys. So what do you want to hear next? How do we identify a daily bias, or do you want to see how to identify fractal structure? Daily bias or fractal structure? Let me know in the comments. Fabio, how old are you? I'm 25 years old. Can you check the chart for NASDAQ? Yeah, sure. NASDAQ. This is just, I'm not sure if you mean this one. NAS 100, which one do you want me to check out? But yeah, it's the same. Consolidating, nothing, no sign of life, no pulse, it's dead. Fractal, daily bias, both. Daily bias, fractal, daily bias, fractal. Fractal structure. Okay, guys, daily bias, fractals. I think we have to do a vote real quick. Bias or fractal. So there's a poll now inside the chat, so you guys can let me know what you want to do. Let's get to 100 votes and we'll discuss the one with the most votes. As simple as that. So we already have 31 votes in, 40 votes in. Let's see who who has the most votes, guys. Come on, keep on voting. Yeah, daily bias is obviously going to win. Okay, so let us discuss the daily bias. So now I want to hear a pair from you guys. I think whatever pair you want me to discuss can be any pair. We can do EURUSD. I guess that's one of the most traded ones. Let's do EURUSD. Guys, in the meantime, do not forget to leave a like. If we get 200 likes, that would be a massive, massive help, guys. We have 260 viewers, so we can easily get 200 likes, guys. Come on, man. We're doing this all for free, man. Come on. Yeah, so EURUSD, and then we're going to discuss the daily bias. So when it comes to trading EURUSD, the way that I trade is extremely, extremely simple, guys. All you want to do is just simply start on the daily. So when you're on the daily time frame, and let's say we are just trading back here in, let's look for a nice and good market. Yeah, so let's trade over here. So when we're over here, all you're simply doing is identifying, first of all, what is the daily time frame doing, okay? So that's step one to identifying your bias. So I'm not going to make it too complicated. We're just going to, over here, mark out the market structure, okay? So what you need to look for are swing highs and swing lows. So you just want to see swing points within the market. So here we have a high, we have a lower low, we have a higher, lower high, we have a lower low, we have a lower high, we have a lower low, and again we have potentially got a new lower high. So all you're simply doing is just looking at the swings in price. We're not looking at the individual candlesticks, we're just looking at the framework, okay? So again, the theory behind price is that the market in theory moves like this, but in practice the market moves like this, and then it moves like this, moves like this. It moves like a choppy little animal. Like it moves everything but what they teach you normally, right? Like in these books you see, ooh, nice lower high, nice lower low, nice lower high, but it never ever moves like that. So for you, what I want you to understand is that to filter out what is going on, you just simply need to look at the skeleton of price. So what you can even do is you can just change, and I even sometimes do this, just change it to a line chart. And then what you want to do is just want to mark out swing high over here, swing low over here, swing high over here, swing low over here, swing high over here, swing low over here. Just focus on the outer levels, okay? As simple as that. Don't look at the individual candlesticks. So then, when you identify, first of all, that the overall swing structure is bearish, so from this swing high into this swing low, then I focus on the fractal structure, okay? So what I see then, based on the fractal structure, especially if we zoom in over here, is that I've seen, okay, here I've seen a break of structure. So what do you expect after a break of structure, guys? What do you expect after a break of structure? Because when the market breaks structure, what do you expect? You expect a pullback. The market breaks structure, you expect a pullback, because the market will never just move in a straight line down. It always move impulse, pullback, impulse, pullback, impulse. So what you're simply just always doing is just asking yourself the question, where are we in the market? Are we after the break of structure? So have we seen a break of structure? Then we expect a pullback. Are we before the break of structure? Then we expect a continuation. As simple as that. So yeah, it's kind of like the retest. It's simple. It's simple. It's like literally, you're not trading support and resistance, but you're just kind of understanding, okay, have we broken structure in towards the downside? So has this previous level of support now been broken? Okay, so yes, it has been broken. So obviously we're now below this area of support. Now I expect the market to push back up again. So how do I then understand that the market is ready to pull back in towards the highs? Well, we look at something called fractal structure. And fractal structure is, instead of looking at the overall skeleton of the market, right? So looking all the way up here, looking all the way down here, we look at the individual candlesticks. So what you now look at is, okay, what are the individual candlesticks doing over here? So based on the individual candlesticks, what I recognize is, okay, we get a push down from this high, push down in towards this low, because we break structure. Okay, so we break the low. Then again, what happens? We pull back up in towards this high, then we push back down in towards this low. Then what happens? Fractal structure changes. So we're now potentially bullish. So now what I do, again, this is all done on the daily time frame. After understanding that, first of all, we are bearish, so we're bearish from this high in towards this low, I now shift to the understanding that we have already seen a break of structure, and that after a break of structure, I expect a pullback in towards the upside, in towards simply the order flow. The order flow is just your entire buy before the sell. So all I'm simply anticipating is that we'll pull back up in towards this blue box and then continue back down again. I'm not interested yet in where, how, who, what. I'm just purely now interested in forming a daily bias so that I know, am I looking for a sell or am I looking for a buy? Don't overcomplicate it. So we understand the swing structure and we understand the fractal structure. So the fractal structure is now telling me that the market is ready to pull back. So I now understand that based on the daily, again, where are we? We're after this break of structure, so we expect a pullback. We've now seen when do we expect a pullback? There are two things, by the way, when we expect a pullback. We expect a pullback when what? The market has formed a change of character, like I just literally explained over here. And when we either come in towards a strong area of demand, so for example, maybe over here, or if we swipe liquidity, like we have done underneath this low. This for me is a major swing low. Underneath liquidity, underneath a major swing low, there is demand. Okay, just understand that. No need to overcomplicate it. What you'll often see is that when we swipe a major swing low, you'll just see a reversal. Okay, that's all you need to understand. So again, we expect a pullback when we, one, have a change of character, two, we hit an area of demand or liquidity. So what's happened is that the market has shifted, so it shifts bullish. So now what I'm expecting is a pullback from this demand zone in towards, remember, the overall buy before the sell. Again, I'm not interested in this supply zone, getting a 1 to 20. No, we're just looking purely at, okay, when do we expect a pullback? So now here on the daily time frame, what do you see? You see the market pulls back in towards that zone. Then I go into the 15 minute or the 1 hour or the 4 hour. We're too far back to go into the 15 minute. And then I look here on the 4 hour time frame. And what do I see here on the 4 hour time frame? What do I see here on the 4 hour time frame? On the 4 hour time frame, what I've identified is that the market pulls back in towards its overall sell before the buy. Again, everybody's only looking at this demand zone. What I understand is that on the daily, we are inside this overall sell before the buy. The daily demand zone can already push the market up. How do I understand that the daily demand zone is going to push the market up? If again, I just see a fractal breaking structure. So what do I see over here? I see the daily fractal breaking structure. So here I form an area of 4-hour demand. You can refine it to this individual candlestick. This is, by the way, AM. So this is like 11 AM in the morning, this candlestick. So then I have my daily bias. I know I'm looking for longs or from this demand zone or from this freshly created demand zone, and then you could look for a long back up, for example, in towards that supply zone with your stop loss wherever, if you want to form a 1 to 3 risk to reward like this, and then you hit TP like that. So that's how I form a daily bias. And then what you see the market reacts to the overall buy before the sell. It doesn't react to like this specific supply zone, this specific supply zone. No, it just reacts to the entire buy before the sell. So now again, what do I understand? I understand that the market can continue in towards the downside at any time. At any time. The market doesn't need to move exactly into your little fair value gap, your little supply zone, your little support resistance level. It's not important. The only thing that is important is that you understand the market structure. So what I understand now is that this is my fractal low. We had a fractal break over here. This is my fractal high. Let's see what the next candle does. So here you see a pullback form. So literally on individual candlesticks, this is what's happening. Now we pull back. Where do we pull back into? Exactly the 50% level, the 50% fib retracement level. On the 4-hour, it's more clear. You see, nice retracement. Then again, on the 4-hour time frame, what happens? This is what time? This is afternoon over here. But then you form here like an area of demand again. So a new sell before a buy. So you see there is some reaction, but no real follow through. Now go back into the daily. Go back into the daily. What do you see here on the daily? On the daily, we push down and then we push up again. So again, I'm always still bullish as long as the daily fractal holds. Remember the daily fractal structure that I just explained. So now, boom, now what happens? This is super interesting because what has now happened is that we have, again, seen a market structure shift. So this is now my break. This is now my low. At this point in time, what happens? I break the low. So now we see a bearish fractal shift. So now, again, my daily bias is now 100% bearish. I'm 100% bearish on this thing now because my swing structure is bearish from this high in towards this low. And now we've also seen my fractal structure flip bearish. So at this point in time, I'm just only interested in a short. So again, this is now, what is it? 1900. So this is evening time. So this is now here AM the next day. So I know I'm looking for a short. Boom. We tap into what? We tap in towards that zone. Here we flip. So here we flip again. So for that day, I'm definitely looking for shorts because we see a fractal structure shift in towards the downside. We form what? We form supply over here. Here you have another area of supply where you can also short from. So just look for like shorts from either here. I'm not looking at the lower time frame. I would need confirmation. Let's say we just take a little bit of a wider stop and we just target a new lower low for 1 to 3 risk to reward. And then eventually it continues down lower again. So then you see the daily fractal structure again play out to absolute perfection. But that is enough sauce. I'm not going to tell you guys anymore. You need to join Discord if you want to see more because I can keep on going and explaining everything. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that on the daily bias side. So let me know if you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like on today's video and leave a comment in the comment section of this video as well. I want to understand if it's understandable what I'm explaining and if you guys actually can absorb the information I'm sharing. Because this is literally how trading is going to change your life. EURGBP, guys. EURGBP is falling. This is back in time. I was already wondering what is happening. EURGBP is falling, guys. Oof, look at that. Oof, oof, oof. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's see, man. I need it to fall to 0.83535, guys. So pray with me for a nice payout. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Guys, we're doing an event in Amsterdam, 7 December. So if anybody wants to join the event, it's going to be an open trading event for everyone. If you want to join, this is going to be just a pure trading mastermind. I think everybody wants to be there. If you do want to be there, send me a message on Discord, guys. We're going to be hosting it, Rutger and myself. We're going to get some good traders there, a lot of profitable guys. So make sure to join and make sure to join. Just join the Discord and tell me that you're going to come. We're going to be dropping a Google Sheet where you can apply to come to the event in Amsterdam. More information on where it is and everything is going to be announced inside Discord. So if you're inside Discord, you'll definitely receive that information on the meetup. But it's going to be in Amsterdam. It's going to be on the 7th of December. How long are you holding positions? It really depends. Yeah, so that's it. I think, guys, for today. If you want to join again in on all the fun, check out the website over here. If you're interested, guys, in receiving support, join the Discord. Also, obviously, we have very limited spots for one-on-one support as well. So if you're interested in getting on a call with myself, send me a message on Discord and we can see if I can help you out. So if you're interested in a one-on-one call with myself or with Rutger, guys, send us a message on Discord. Have an amazing day. That is the stream for today. I think a extremely valuable one. Make sure to watch this one back many, many times because, again, the information shared on this video is absolute worth thousands and thousands of dollars. The signals are not free. But again, thank you all for joining. Wish you all an amazing, amazing day. And have an amazing Friday. Have an amazing weekend. And I cannot wait to see you all in the next live session, guys. Arsenal is going to win tomorrow. I'm a massive Arsenal fan, so let's hope Arsenal wins tomorrow. And have an amazing weekend, guys. I do not have Twitter. I have Instagram, guys. Follow me on Instagram. It is https instagram.com/TTA Capital. Follow us on Instagram, guys. Big shout out to you. Thank you for joining and wish you all a fantastic weekend, guys. See you inside Discord. If you're not there, make sure to join. Thanks.